Hi, I am Janet Raptis, Quantum Creatrix and Divine Feminine Channel. And today I want to talk with you about the mystic goddess archetype. And archetypes to me are energetic fields that we can tap into. They're a part of us, they're a part of the collective consciousness. They are energetic fields that have helped to shape who we are and that we identify with. We hold the connection to all archetypes within us, though we will resonate more strongly with some archetypes more than others. Of course, we can always activate the energy frequencies of any archetype within us. And also we can allow them to braid and weave together to create more of a tapestry within us. So for example, I am very strong healer archetype with a blend of mystic archetype and some dark goddess archetype. And I like to also work with other archetypes to enhance those within me. So like when I need to be working with courage and confidence, I'll work a lot with the warrior archetype. When I really want to be dialed into my psychic gifts, I will do things that enhance the mystic archetype within me. Now, I am a psychic medium, so this is an archetype that has always been pretty active within me, and I've always resonated with it. So you'll notice that within the realm of the divine feminine, there may be goddesses that you are really attracted to, and those goddesses may be representations of the archetypes that you feel a strong connection to. So for example, within this realm of the mystic goddess archetype, I've always been really drawn to Persephone and Isis, and they are both mystic goddesses, as well as other things too. So Persephone has a lot of dark goddess qualities. Isis also has a lot of the healer qualities, mother qualities. So again, you'll see in the goddesses themselves where these archetypes overlap a lot. So just know that you can work with any of them. You will have stronger resonances with some, and you will always have the ability to activate others. And also within the realm of other archetypes too, for example, like the victim archetype or the saboteur archetype, you can, instead of activating them and making them stronger, you can do healing work to quiet them. So for example, victim archetype used to be really strong in me, and it is a lot weaker now because I've done a lot of healing work. So we're going to talk today, though I digress. We're going to talk today about the mystic archetype. And this is just like it sounds. It is the mystic, right? This is the person. And when we talk about the divine feminine, I'm going to, in general, I'm talking about resonances that people who identify as women typically feel, but there are certainly men as well who are going to find resonance with these archetypes. And these archetypes, the divine feminine is alive for men as well, just as the divine masculine is alive for women. And part of our healing is to be able to honor and hold both of those within us. So with the mystic, this is a person who is very connected to source energy. This is a person who is psychic, who is very attuned to the cosmos, may really feel called to astrology or to channeling, to source energy. This is a person who is connected to high wisdom and is able to bring that wisdom through them. Now, they do this in a way in balanced mystic, right? So every archetype also has a shadow side to it, but in the balanced mystic, this is embodied, right? It's not just an upper chakra thing. It is an ability, the mystic can bring this higher wisdom through her and bring it into the world in a way that is embodied, grounded, accessible, right? She is a person who is very in touch with her sensual nature, her sexual nature. She recognizes that even though this is so important, the connection to source is so important, that we are here in body form. And while we're in body form, we have the opportunity to enjoy that body. So she's really connected to sacred sexuality. She's really connected to anything that heightens consciousness. And again, that can be consciousness up in connection to source, but also that heightens consciousness through the body. She is, as I said, really grounded in this. Now, when it's out of balance, however, the mystic may be lost, may be prone to drug addiction in an attempt to capture that in a different way, which drug addiction is a more disembodied way of interacting with the divine. Even when we get into psychedelics and stuff, that's not to say that some people haven't been able to do that in a way that honors that. But when we talk about addiction here, we're talking about using those as a means of communicating with the divine in a way that is causing you to dissociate and repeatedly, right? So an addict lives in a dissociated state, and the mystic is not in balance. The mystic is not dissociated, right? She is very embodied. She's a conduit to bring the divine into the world. And so she is able to channel that energy through her, all the way through her. And she's able to serve as a conduit. She's able to be present to that energy. And that's very important. She's able to have presence, embodied presence. She is here for the experience and to bring that experience through for herself and to support others as well. So in the shadow, she may feel lost or altered. She can get caught up in victimization, false humility, worship of false idols or gurus. Now, even if that is the case, the mystic is always able to come back to herself, right, through healing work. And the mystic is typically down for healing. She's not she's not the archetype that's going to try to avoid that. She's down to it, down for it, and she will often, as a means of healing, seek out spiritual healing. That will be right up her alley. So let's talk a little bit about how you can work with that, whether you really fully identify as a mystic, or if you're more interested in dabbling in the mystic archetype. What are some ways that you can amplify that energy? Well, some really good ways to do that is to work with, to nurture your psychic senses, to work with them, to play with them, to understand and explore them. So I wanted to share a few tools with you to help you open up your psychic channel. So one would be to do meditation work that opens all of your chakras. Again, this is really important. And I think that a lot of what happens in the world of psychic development today is that there is a focus on the higher realms. There's a focus on going up, 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 up. And that sense of connection to the body gets lost. And when that happens, you can become anxious, overwhelmed, dissociated, can activate your nervous system. And so part of what you really want to do is you want to make sure that as you do any of this work, you are working your lower chakras as much as you're working your upper chakras. You want to be balanced. You want to be the tree with the strong roots, right? Open upper chakras for the canopy, but also open root chakras and everything in between, a beautiful flow of energy. So any meditation that is balancing for all of your chakras. Now, within that, or separate from that, you can pay some extra attention to your third eye chakra. Again, making sure that if you're doing a lot of work on your third eye chakra, you're also doing a lot of work on your lower chakras, right? Balancing that always. But giving your third eye some TLC, and that could be spending extra time in meditation with your third eye. It can be meditating with gemstones that resonate with your third eye chakra, like lapis lazuli, any indigo type stone, and any indigo colored stone. You can also practice, right? Practice using your intuition. This is huge. I think everybody is intuitive. To varying degrees, sure, but everybody is. And it's not so much having to learn how to do something as it is remembering something and allowing yourself access to that realm again, right? It's all the information is here, but society often trains us out of being sensitized to it. So it's a remembrance of your sensitization. That's a tongue twister. And an allowance of that to come back through. So practice being sensitive and in an embodied way, right? So this could be anything. It could be working with your physical senses, but taking that a little further, doing things with your eyes closed, right? And allowing yourself to really smell, to really feel, to really sense into the environment around you, to hear, to listen. It can be to actually practice with yourself or friends. So if the phone rings, take a second to tap into who do I think that is. Play games with your spirit guides, with Goddess, with Source, and do things that challenge you to tap into your intuitive nature. Work with oracle cards, work with other divination tools that call to you. Practice and play with yourself and with your friends, with your family in a way that feels light. One thing about psychic development that I've really noticed, and I've trained so many people in this, is that when we're having fun, the psychic senses are way more open and way more easy to access. As soon as we start to get frustrated or take it too seriously, it's like everything shuts down, right? So we want to be able to be in a state of openness as you do this. So do it with that sense of playfulness and fun and being open to what spirit is showing you. And then one other way that is great for the mystic in you is to work with dreams, because mystics spend a lot of time in the astral realm. They're comfortable in the astral realm. And so if you are strong in this archetype, you may notice that you astral travel a lot. You might remember astral traveling a lot. You might even experience astral traveling while in a meditative state. You might remember your dreams and have very, very vivid dreams. That is not always the case, but that is a natural place to play for the mystic, right? The mystic's energy is up there in that realm. So you can do things that enhance your dream state. So for example, you can put gemstones underneath your pillow at night. I personally love to work with blue kyanite for dreaming. It really, really enhances my dreams. You can play around with trying some different crystals and see what works for you. I would suggest that you not use too many, and I would suggest that you be careful about which ones you use. So if you know that a crystal is very activating for you, so for example, I can't have selenite anywhere near my bed. Anywhere. I can't even have selenite in my bedroom. I can't have moldavite anywhere near me when I'm trying to relax and sleep, because those crystals are very activating for me, right? So I noticed one time I put selenite under my pillow, and I was restless all night long. Whereas with the blue kyanite, I went into a very deep, profound sleep, and I remember my dreams much more vividly. And I have slept with blue kyanite under my pillow a lot in my lifetime. Then also, when you wake up, taking 5 or 10 minutes to record your dream. You could do this in a notebook. I keep a notebook right next to my bed. But you could also do this on a phone app, right? Just don't get distracted before you get to saying what it is. The more that you record your dreams and remember your dreams, the more spirit is going to be in your subconscious and your superconscious and your guides and the goddess. The more all of that is going to be able to give you information in your dream state. So another thing that I like to do is I also, the night before, or as I'm getting ready to go to bed, I'll take a moment to tune into, is there any information that I want to gather in my dream state? Is there a message that I am desirous of receiving? Is there any information about a decision I'm trying to make? I will write that down in my journal as well and kind of plant the seeds of that. Now, it doesn't get answered every single time, but it gets answered a lot of the time. And so that's another thing you can do is you can plant a seed, and then you can go in and allow your dream state to do the work for you. You wake up, you record it. And the more that you do that, you will notice your intuition really coming online. Now, those are some pretty simple, accessible tools. They're also really affordable tools for enhancing that. Now, remember, I mentioned several times, you want to make sure that you're taking care of your lower chakras as well. And this is very important. So I want to share a couple tools also for nourishing yourself and nourishing the type of nourishment that the mystic archetype really enjoys. One would be lavish bath time. Candles, gemstones, essential oils that are, delicious for you. And that might be, something like frankincense that will activate your upper chakras. And frankincense is great actually for your third eye and your crown chakra and for the bottom of your feet. Frankincense I love to use in intuitive development because it opens up the top while grounding the bottom. Sandalwood also does the same thing. Cedarwood does the same thing. Oh, cedarwood is great for dreams. A little bit of cedarwood, I had forgotten about that. A little bit of cedarwood on your third eye before you sleep is super enhancing for dreams. For me anyway. So again, you can kind of play around, with just use high quality, therapeutic quality essential oils, and make sure, of course, that it's something you're not sensitive to. Dilute if needed, and play and see what happens, right? So anyway, back to the self-care. Putting essential oils that feel expansive and grounding to you, or putting a couple drops in, one maybe of something that's expansive and another of something that's grounding, making it luxurious, making it a sensual, embodied experience, right? Where you're really noticing your body, loving your body, connecting to your body, honoring your body. This is what the mystic appreciates and benefits from, because she spends so much time up there. And then along the same lines, sensual embodied playtime, and that might be sacred sex. It might be really intentional time in nature, grounding, sitting on a river stone, putting your feet in the water, basking in the sun, allowing your body to really interact with the environment. It could also be sitting underneath the full moon or the new moon or any stage of the moon and connecting to the energy of the moon or the stars, the constellations. The mystic appreciates the cosmos. Connect with the energies of the cosmos while being in nature. These are all very nourishing for the mystic archetype. So a few of the goddesses that really resonate and that you can work with in your personal practice and you can call on to support you in this work of activating this archetype within you, that you can work with these goddesses at your altar or in your meditation. You can read about them, learn about them. You can look up rituals to work with them. But that would be Persephone, Lalita, Vesta, also known as Hestia, Isis, Chinnamasta, Nyx. There are more, but those are the ones that I typically work with. As I said before, for me, I really dig Persephone and Isis. I also really, really love the energy of Nyx. So try out some different divine feminine energies and see what really feels good for you, and go with that and have fun with it and enjoy it. And let me know in the comments how this resonates for you. Are you a strong mystic archetype? Is this something that you're wanting to cultivate? Do you have questions about this particular archetype? Questions about anything I shared today? And I would love to hear from you, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be discussing all things divine feminine and goddess. I'll be going through all the different archetypes so you can check those out, and all the juicy goodness that is the goddess. So much love and gratitude to you. Thank you.